Are cruise drinks packages actually worth it, or are they just another expense you don't need? That's what we're going to figure out today in this video. By the end of this video, you'll be able to confidently decide whether a drink package makes sense on your vacation or whether you're better off skipping it. I use real pricing for my recent MSC Maravilha sailing to the Bahamas in February 2026. I photographed some menus, but what we're talking about applies broadly across all major cruise lines, including Celebrity, Royal Caribbean, Carnival, Norwegian, and Virgin, all others. And it isn't just about alcohol. We're talking about soda, specialty drink, bottled water, non alcohol packages, and full alcohol packages. So stay with me because there are a few things that people don't realize that can completely change your decision. If you like practical cruise experience that helps you make great decisions on your travel plans, hit the like and subscribe bell. I'll be bringing real numbers, real sailings to you in future videos. So let's get started. On my February MSC sailing, bottled water ranging from $3.50 to $5.50. Soda was about $3. Juice ran anywhere from $3 to $5. Coffee drinks were $2.50 to $4.50. Cocktails like the Coco Loco were $14. I'll show you these menus here on the screen. You can pause the video and take a look. Now, multiply those drink costs per day and multiply that by the number of people. That's where the math starts to matter. Let me tell you something, to be honest. Maybe it's just me being cheap, but every time I go on vacation, I can hear a cash register ring in my head every time I buy a drink or even a meal. Vacations are expensive now, real expensive. And that hesitation, do I really need this, can take away from the experience. One reason I personally like drink packages is they remove that hesitation. You're prepaid, you can enjoy it. No mental math at the bar. Cruise line structure drink packages within per dollar drink limit. For example, MSC Premium Extra Package covers drinks up to $16. So if a drink exceeds that, you only pay the difference. For example, like a Macallan 12, or on Celebrity, I ordered a Johnny Walker 18-year-old Scotch. You only pay the difference between the two. It was only a couple dollars more, so I only paid $2 for the Macallan 12. It allowed me to try top shelf scotches like the Macallan 12, the Johnny Walker 18, and I only paid the difference between the two. I'm a Scotch guy, so it made it worth it. Here's something important. Cruise lines only allow you to order one drink at a time. You can't just walk up to the bar and say, I want a beer and a whiskey. You order one, then the other. However, sailing with my wife so far on the cruise lines that I've been on, I've had no issue with walking up to a bar and getting two drinks. They kind of understand that one is for you and one is for your spouse. So that hasn't been a big deal, at least in my experience. On MSC, there is a 15 drink limit. Honestly, that is pretty hard to succeed. And yes, I take full advantage of the drink package when I'm on vacation. On my recent MSC Maravilha cruise, ordered a beer and had breakfast with it at 9 a.m. I had one lady look at me in horror while she was at the bar. I don't know if her name was Karen, but anyway, it would have fit. But I did indeed order a beer for breakfast. When I'm on vacation, I enjoy myself and I get what I want. And that is the other thing that's nice about the drink packages. You really don't have to think about these things. If you order a cocktail off the menu, like a Coco Loco, for example, those are $14 and you only count as one drink. But if you order off the menu on MSC, like a mudslide, for example, it's a custom drink. It has three different liquors in it. So you're actually counted as three drinks. I've not experienced that on other cruise lines. As far as that kind of math, it seems like to me MSC wants you to really order off that drink menu. I didn't have that on other cruise lines where they would charge you in that way. So do keep that in mind when you're booking an MSC cruise versus somewhere else. It's not much of a big deal. However, I will say on MSC, they had a little bit of limited menu as far as drinks menu compared to other cruise lines I've been on. Private islands are also important. On the MSC's Ocean Cay, your drink package works. Royal Caribbean, it also works on CocoCay Island. Now, Virgin, their bar tab works on Bimini Beach, and I'll be doing a review of Bimini. Went there recently in a future video. So if you hit like and subscribe, you'll get that one as well. A little bit more about Virgin's bar tab, since it is so unique among the other cruise lines. Essentially, what you're doing is you pay a certain amount of money. Let's say it's $300, and then they'll give you an extra $50 of credit towards drinks. So essentially, you're paying $300 for $350 worth of drinks if you would have waited and purchased it on board. Now, if you're on a ship to Nassau, for example, your drink package doesn't work while you're on shore. For example, I paid $7 for a local Sands beer that tastes a little bit like a Corona. That was, of course, out of pocket. Now, you do not have to buy a package from most cruise lines, including for tap water, basic coffee, basic tea, and sometimes lemonade or iced tea. Those are almost always included in any cruise fare on any cruise, but not bottled water, not soda, specialty coffee, not cocktails. So this depends on how you cruise. One of the biggest reasons I cruise quite a bit is predictability. Post COVID, I've been seeing hotel quality decline, service decline. Oceanfront hotels are often $300 a night. That's more cost than the entire cruise, including lodging, food, entertainment shows, possibly drinks. And that's what makes cruising such a strong value. And if this is your first cruise, do check out my video on how to get a good price on one if you're thinking about booking one, or if you've already booked one and thinking about getting the drink package. I'll tell you this about overall about cruising. It is unlike any other vacation that you have. Reason being is you have everybody on the ship dedicated to ensuring that you have the best time possible. When you go to other places, Disney is probably pretty close. Those folks are pretty well trained and nice as well. However, it is a bargain compared to a lot of theme parks, particularly Disney. Disney's nice, don't get me wrong. I've been there dozens of times. I'll probably do some review videos coming up on Disney experiences. However, on cruise lines, it is very difficult to find the value that you do. And I really appreciate the fact that I can buy drink packages. I can go ahead and get these other packages for the cruise and customize it almost to my liking. And I know how much I'm going to be spending on that vacation. And I've got everybody dedicated on the ship to helping me have the best time I possibly can. So, if this is your first one, you're thinking about booking one, do remember that when you're selecting your vacation. When you buy a drink package, it can also be complementary to the other packages that you have on your cruise. For example, with MSC Fantastica package, not only can I pick my cruise cabin, which go over why that's important in this video, but I also have coffee delivered to my room, and that is included in the package. So I get free room service, free coffee, and I can enjoy it on my balcony as I so much do. In addition, if I go to a specialty restaurant, and I typically do go to specialty restaurants. This last cruise, I went to 3 specialty restaurants on the Meraviglia. I'll be doing a review of all those soon. But that also is complementary to that experience. I can have several glasses of wine or several glasses of spirits or a mixed drink, and I not have to worry about. I can actually sit there, not hear that register ring, cha-ching, cha-ching, and actually enjoy the meal. So there's a lot to getting this drink package other than or in addition to the simple dollars and cents. As far as packages on a cruise line, it does make budgeting a lot easier. You know exactly what you're getting, and it's really all inclusive. That's one of the problems I have with other vacations. And what we're talking about here is value. I did a video on choosing your cabin. If you want the cruise line to pick your room to save money, you could end up with a noisy area near elevators, under a pool deck, or close to the engine where there's a constant hum. I give you strategies in this video of how to avoid those problems when booking your cruise. Cabin location can significantly impact the enjoyment of your vacation. Savings from letting the cruise line pick your room usually is not worth it. So, a drink package worth it? Want budgeting certainty and don't want hesitation? It may not be worth it if you're happy with free coffee and water, don't drink much, or are off the ship most of the time. But for me, removal of the hesitation and budget fixing makes it very appealing. One other thing, and tell the kids before they go crazy, opening the Coke in the refrigerator. Might want to tell them before they even get into the room, so you might get distracted. But anything in the mini bar in the refrigerator typically is not included in your drink package. I'm not sure exactly why they do that. The exact same drink you get out of the refrigerator off the mini bar will be free right outside the door of your room. That's the way they roll. So be sure to be aware of that. Now, as far as room charges, about all cruise lines anymore have apps, and I do kind of monitor mine a little bit, and I usually try to review it a little bit. There again, I guess I'm a cheapskate. I don't know. Maybe. Maybe just respectful with money. Let's put it that way. But I do check the charges per day. MSC did a great job with charging. There was a couple on there that I didn't recognize, but it turned out I did indeed buy those services. You can get a little bit carried away, and that's one of the things with buying these packages ahead of time. You don't have to worry about that getting carried away, and then at the end of the day, having charges that maybe you didn't realize and happen. Maybe that cuts into your experience. So anyway, something else. Some of those intangibles that a lot of these packages take and give you peace of mind. If this helped you make a decision, hit like and subscribe and tap the bell. I'll keep showing real pricing from these real sailings so you can plan smarter and live your best life, whether that's at sea or at home. And if you've got a cruise coming up, drop a cruise line down below. I'll tell you what I look for when buying a drink package. Thanks for watching.